Ahoy, mateys, and welcome to... I didn't get anything fucking out yet, dude.
I didn't know there was going to be catchphrases, bro.
Just, hey, stay with me. We're going to do a whole... Matter of fact, hold on. Let me add something to this. Ahoy, ye mateys. And welcome to my new project, kind of messing around with this. And it's going to be my new podcast, the Captain and Crew Podcast. And this is kind of my first voyage. So we're going to, and this is going to be on my YouTube channel too. So, which is probably where you're seeing it. So today we're going to take a little voyage and we're going to visit Halloween Horror Nights, Orlando. And so I'm going to be at the helm. So your captain's at the helm. However, I need myself a crew. So I got probably the best crew I could find. And let me tell you who they are. Let me introduce them here. So first and foremost,
for free.
Yeah, I'll buy you a beer or something like that, I'm sure.
Cheap labor. The cheapest crew you can find.
So first up, we have a very familiar face in the Halloween Horror Nights and the theme park community. He is a tortured New York Jets fan. He is the husband, the lucky husband to the wonderful Ashley.
He is the dog dad to the Satan hellhound known as Brody, or the corgi. And he's a longtime HHN visitor. He is originally from Brooklyn, New York. This guy right here, top left, right here, has lost 150 pounds by hard work, moving more, eating less. Fantastic. You know him. He's my son. He's my dear, dear boy, Drew. Drew, welcome.
I mean, that might be the greatest intro anyone could ever give. Like, I mean, how do I add on to that? The only thing I can add on is that the first thing you said was tortured New York Jets fan. And that's right. That's true. But hang on a second.
Traitor.
So not a traitor, right? It's pretty fire. I mean, it is pretty fire.
I like the throwback orange to the 95.
So I mean, I feel like the Jets and the Bucks, they're not really like rivals or anything like that, right? So I can pick like a team here to sort of be like my side chick, So, and I saw this and I was like, man, that's sick, dude. So it's funny that you say, I mean, you can kind of see.
Yep, there
we go. We got the best of both worlds right there.
Yep.
Right there. Bang. So best of both worlds. But it's just funny that the first thing you mentioned is that. And
I mean, it's a large part of your identity, sir.
It is. It's unfortunate. And like I always tell Ashley, I tell her that if I've been loyal to this absolute shit show of a franchise for the past 20 years, what do you think I think about you?
Yeah,
you know?
She'll
you don't have anything to worry about.
Even though you're a land hoe, apparently.
That's it. I had to get a theme name for the captain and his crew.
I like it. All right. So next up, folks, we have kind of an enigma here. The guy's an enigma. Okay. He is, in the past lifetime, the number one theme park insider. Number one. He knew the scoop on everything.
Ooh.
If you wanted to know what was going on in the theme parks, this is the guy you got a hold of. He is, as you just saw, a lover of whiskey. Great collection of whiskey. He is also a master Lego builder. The guy has some of the most ridiculous sets I've ever seen in my life. He is a long time, and I'm sure he's going to brag about it as we go here. HHN fanatic, husband to a lovely woman, the father to 3 awesome kids. Here is the Shadow, formerly known as Hate to Fly, my dear friend, my brother,
Andy. Andy, welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me. Greatly appreciate the opportunity to join the crew.
So Andy is a long time, and Drew also, and we'll get to this, been going to HHN for years and years and years. I want to bring up, I'm bringing
Decades.
in the final member of the crew, but last is not least, he is making his HHN kind of podcast debut. A guy that I've known his entire life. There hasn't been a moment that has gone by that I have not known this guy. He's a fairly recent HHN convert, but he jumped in with both feet and now is a 100% believer. He has supplied me with two amazing, awesome nephews and a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful niece who I love like they're my own. This is my actual younger brother, the mom's favorite, the baby of the family, my little bald brother, Sean. Sean, welcome.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure I just got invited because of a nepotism. So thank you very much.
So
Looks better with four people on the screen.
It wouldn't have looked right. So yeah.
Balance.
So you know what? Well, welcome guys. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you were able to join and everything like that. Let's quickly get in and talk to our passengers who are our viewers, our listeners, or whatever it might be on this voyage. We're gonna just kind of do a little quick get to know me. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to know the first year you started going to HHN, your favorite houses, plural, whatever, if you can't make a decision, Andy. I want to know what you love most about HHN, the event itself, but I don't want to be like a stan and tell me something, the fourth thing, something that you absolutely, in your years of going, you absolutely hate. So let's start with Drew. Drew.
Oh, put me on the
absolutely.
spot.
Start us off.
Yes.
Tell us when you started going.
So my first year going was 2007. So that was HHN 17. I started going because that's when they started doing IPs for the first time, and it was Jason, Freddie, and Leatherface, and that struck an interest. I was interested in going for a couple of years before that, but once that happened, I was all in. So I think I'm at the point where I've like gone to more HHNs than I've missed, or I think that happens like this year.
Let me interrupt you real quick. That 17, was that the year, but they didn't call them Jason, Fred, they called him like man with knives.
No, they were, no, that was the first year that they got the properties actually under contract. So that was like the Carnival of Carnage with Jack, and the commercial is actually really cool if you want to look it up for that year. But I think in all of my years of going, if you had to like say what's your favorite house ever, I think it would be the first time that they did Halloween, which was 24, HHN 24, which was that 2014, because the years used to line up. It was like the perfect IP house, but it was actually scary, right? And it was intense, and like there's something about the Halloween movies, like the sound effects and like the music for it is just like perfect. And it was one of the first times that they did it like a movie that I actually felt like it was just scene for scene, like you were actually walking through it and you were like a passenger in the movie. It was sick. I guess like my favorite thing about HHN, it's not, I mean, it sounds corny, but it's not even really HHN. It's just, it's the only time all year that like everyone we know gets together. Like, I think, don't get me wrong, like I love all the haunted houses and all the shit that comes with it, but over the past like 10 years or so, it's sort of changed. Like I've gotten older, we've made all these new friends, and it's the only time all year that like opening weekend is the only time when everyone in our main circle of friends is guaranteed to be together. I think the only other time that that's ever really happened was my wedding.
Absolutely. Yep.
So it's the only time when there's going to be like, 8 people sitting around a table having a good time with their families. And it's just like it's like Thanksgiving, You know what I mean? Like, this is our Thanksgiving,
is.
basically. And as far as like least favorite part, I mean, I guess it's just, so I've been going since
Just
2007.
one thing
right? I
that
mean, like,
you've hated, so, or something that you were just like, this is terrible.
I would just say, like, I mean, like, if we're just talking, like, okay, last year, I absolutely fucking hated last year.
You know what?
Like,
I knew you were going to say
it
that.
was mine.
I called it in my head. He was going to say the entire year last year. I knew it.
I was trying to think of something a little bit like more broad and easy, but like, man,
Perfect.
I don't know what it was. Like, the vibes were
Yeah.
off, and I know, like, you know, they were building Epic, and they were doing all kinds of shit. And dude, I totally get it, but there was just this, like, and it's not just me and you guys, because I've seen people who, like, are not part of our circle and don't consider themselves to be big Horror Nights fans, and they were just like, yeah, it was not. There was no like theme present, and there was actually like 10 different themes. Like, no one knew what the hell was going on, and like the choices of the properties were just kind of bad and like outdated in my opinion. So that's just going to be my easy answer, because it's the first thing that comes to mind.
I mean, that's exactly what I figured you'd say.
Like I'll put it this way, like, and I'm sure you'll mention it at some point, but like, we always buy the ticket with Express, and it was like, you know, it's almost like $1,000, and like last year it felt like I was forcing myself to go, because I was like, I got to get my money that I spent on this ticket out of it. And I think like after the second weekend, like, I just didn't want to go at all anymore. I did not enjoy myself, except when I went with the group of friends.
I don't disagree with you. However, even during like, so that last year was the most I've seen HHN get shit on in my life by everyone. There were still some standouts.
It's hard,
but as a whole, it was bad. So
it's hard too, because, you know, you want to voice your opinion on something like social media, but the reality is that a lot of these people are like peers, you know, and like they follow you and you follow them. So you don't want to be like too harsh or whatever. But I think the criticism is necessary, because it looks like we're going to have like an absolutely sick bounce back year as of right now.
Which we're going to definitely get to. Drew, thanks. That's Drew. Andy, you're up, Bubba.
Okay, dust off the dust here. Let's see. First year, 2002.
Jesus.
So the the very first year that they took it from studios to islands was my first year. Admission was $49.99. And if you wanted to add on Stay and Scream, you could do so after the fact for $19. Okay. We're going back so far. They used to have like advertisements in like the park maps and stuff like that, right? But yeah, going way, way back. This was tough, because I before we went live on this, before Drew jumped on, we were talking about houses and stuff like that. And, you know, Tom's like, pick one. And then we kind of like, all right, I got to pick more than one. And it's too hard to pick just one, because there's different things. And I think in the realm of all my years of going, I have not missed one year. I've gone every single year at HHN Lite, you name it. I've not missed one house. I've done every single
Weren't you telling me
one.
like probably 170 houses or something like that?
I think I've gone through it. Yeah, we're getting close to 200 like total. And if that doesn't even include the years I went to HHN in Hollywood too. So, but I would say favorites of all time, in no specific order per se, Castle Vampire, HHN 14. Phenomenal house. Amazing. This is how far you could go back. We used to actually go upstairs in different levels in HHN. You could do that back then, you know? So, way back. Dracula, Legacy of Blood, that was HHN 19. Still one of the most intense houses I've ever been through. Love that house. The original Psychoscarapy, Halloween Horror Nights 13. Okay. This was the one that was downstairs in the Jurassic Park Discovery Center. and they had the poop room, and the
poop
poop room was so bad that during the daytime, they actually had to shut down the restaurant upstairs and just cordon off the building because people were going in to eat and getting sick because the smell was still coming up through the poop room upstairs. They didn't think of that one too good, but it was an amazing house. And then just a few more. Halloween Horror Nights 24, just like Drew mentioned. I got invited to a media event for that, and I went through that house by myself, and they were recording different things in there. I wasn't in any of the tapes, but it was probably one of the most intense things I've ever experienced at Halloween Horror Nights. All right. Amazing. Last couple, Poltergeist, amazing house.
Good friend
American Werewolf in London.
Would. Well, I probably shouldn't.
Almost broke my nose.
You used to attack us in these houses, so
you know who you are. American Werewolf in London, a house so good that they actually was the only house that ever got repeated, and then finally Scarecrow. To piggyback off of Drew, one of the best things about the event nowadays is not necessarily just the event, but it's the people that you share it with, right? So I can't say it any better than Drew did, is that the best part, Halloween Horror Nights season kicks off the moment we get to Strongwater and the first order is put in before we make our way over
round
to
of
the
Mai
event.
Tais.
And it is just brotherhood in its finest. I mean, we just laugh and laugh till it hurts, right? So that's the best part. As far as the things that I hate, I was going to say last year, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm looking at my notes right now. And I was going to say that as like a smart ass answer, just because after shelling out that kind of money for such a shitty product, I have no problem telling you that it sucks, right? And I went on a massive crusade last year to let them know it sucked, all right? Because it's not okay.
We would be standing in lines.
When you've been going to the event this long.
We'd be standing in lines. Andy would be like this. Andy, what are you doing? I'm
trying to get a hold of whoever I can to tell them this.
And tell them to fix the fucking express lanes.
Dude, I specifically remember when we were all at the Monster Bloodline house and it was taking forever, and we got to the front and I was like, I don't even want to walk through this fucking thing. I just want to meet you guys at the exit, dude. Like, I don't even want to do this.
It was bad. It was bad. But I'll give a like two other quick things. Just since Drew already said that. One, and something that I don't think any of you ever experienced, was when they brought the parade back in 2004, the Festival of the Dead parade. Never in my life have I seen a shit show of epic proportions as when you are trying to think about this. Think about the crowds that are at studios on a peak night during Halloween Horror Nights.
Okay.
Think about that. Not to mention thematic elements for zones and you name it. And then try to roll a parade through drunk people like that. It was the first time, and I saw more than once. It was the first time I ever saw somebody get tasered live. It was incredible. It was in that moment I knew, I was like, those tasers are no joke, because that was a large man, and he just was like, I mean, just, it was bad. And then the other thing
I kind
is,
of want to see that parade.
The parade was cool. Don't get me wrong. The parade was amazing, but it's just a logistical nightmare. And then the other thing, just real quick, last note, and one of the things that I have hated about Halloween Horror Nights for the last several years, and I understand why they did it, and I get it with today's, everybody's offended. The end of Bill and Ted. One of the greatest seasonal shows of all time, and they got rid of it because people just can't take a joke.
It's been gone for a while now. Can you imagine them doing that stuff today?
So
no, I mean,
it would be gone.
Thing. Yeah.
And I think, to your point, I'm sort of glad that they did like a final year of it, so that there was some sort of closure rather than they started it one season and it wasn't going so well with the crowd and they just shut it down midway through. Because that's what happened with Hollywood. Hollywood used to have Bill and Ted, and I specifically remember one year they made it through like 2 weeks and the show got canned because people were getting offended and all that kind of stuff. And then that was it. They never brought it back.
Yeah.
Is that where Nightmare
Yes.
Fuel is?
Yep.
now?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Andy, thanks, man. Appreciate it. That's Andy. Sean, bald
Yeah.
kid. Roll.
You're
That's
up.
me. All right. So
Nope,
houses.
first year.
First year was 2018.
Fucking dummy. God damn. Takes after fuck. Oh, never. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
2018. This is my first year, which is probably still one of my favorite houses was Stranger Things.
Right.
then.
Strange. Yeah.
So I really liked that one. That one got me hooked. I thought it was awesome. Then I was really stuck between the museum and Spirit of the Coven.
Are we talking about the things that you've hated?
So I went with Insidious. So we just do favorite houses. So I kind of have one for every
Okay.
year. So Insidious, The Exorcist, Dead Man's Pier, Winter Lake, and Wicked Growth. I really liked all of those.
Yep, that was a good one.
And those are all the years I've been. So I've been 5 years. Started 2018. I missed 2019 and 20. I've been told I shouldn't have missed 2019. I don't even know why I missed 2019. I was probably broke or something. Who knows? And then what do I love the most? I probably love meeting everybody. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
been fun. It's fun meeting everybody. Sean in particular, he's fun to
Oh,
meet.
Tucker.
You know?
Shout out to
Yes.
Sean Tucker. Yes, sir.
Yes, little shout out to Sean. Yes, so he's all the people are fun to meet and hang out with, and that's been really neat. Something I hate. I wrote it down here. Oh yeah, swamp ass. Not a fan of swamp ass.
You know, there's ways to counteract that, but we'll get to that.
Well, I thought that might be a good segue.
Well, it is a good segue, but I still get to go. So it's going to be a minute.
Well, come back to me. I'll say swamp ass again.
So thanks, Sean. So I have been going since 2015. My very first house ever was the 25 Years of Fears, or no, the Jack House. Something. So that's the first year I went. Haven't missed since.
Not sure we should call
I
it
went
that.
to the HHN Lite COVID year. And then I would say I'm going to go through 3 houses. I'm going to talk about 3 houses. So my very first year, 25, one of my favorite houses is the Psychoscarapy. What was the what was the name of the house though?
Which one?
Psycho Scare.
Body
Body
Collectors.
Collectors.
Yes,
That's
the
what you're thinking.
gentleman. So love that house.
Recollections
I
of the
remember
past.
like specifically that house. You'd go in and they had the spine rip. You remember the spine rip room?
Yeah.
Loved it. So that was my first year. I would say my next favorite would have been 29, I believe, which would have been 2019, and it was the Rob Zombie Thousand Corpses house.
Thousand Horse
it
House.
was- you know what? We called it fried chicken and goddamn gasoline.
Right.
So that was our house.
Right.
That was loved it. Loved everything about it. The best house that's ever been back there, if you remember correctly. That was kind of a shitty area. So that one, and then 30 Wicked Growth. I agree with. I think it was Sean that said, yeah, Wicked Growth, fantastic. Got to meet the Pumpkin Lord, all that. So those are my favorites. I would say, you know what? It's hard to disagree with what you guys are saying about the absolute best thing. Now, understand, when I first started going, I didn't know anybody. The first time I met Drew was in the Hello Kitty Scare Zone to go into the Jack's Mayhem house. You remember that?
Yeah.
We're just sitting there on the
Yeah,
ground.
I do.
So now we've talked we've
Sounds
talked
like
together before, you know, through Twitter or I did a podcast with you guys one time before I even met you. So it just,
I feel like you like won a contest or like it was something weird.
I won
is
the
how that
Jack's
happened.
Maniacs contest where you got invited in but I was already gone. I was already gone. I was already, I had already left. So
I didn't know you were a maniac jacker.
I was, you know what? I almost, so it was a work thing that I couldn't get back down there. I almost said, fuck work and just went. So I probably should have, you know, hindsight's 2020.
Probably should have.
I'm going to give you guys a little
That was a
hint,
cool event.
and I think you'll get it right away of the thing that I absolutely despise, that I hated. And it was for 2 years. It was in 2017 and 2018. And here's a little hint for you. Do you guys remember these
Yes.
dumb fucking things right here? These cups with the divider in the middle and shit.
Yeah, those were
The little
bad.
blinky cup. These things were absolutely horrendous. I hated everything about them. They brought them back the second year, and I was like, oh shit. And so we haven't seen them since. So that's what I would say that I've hated the most, because I'm a big fan of everything. Even last year, I can find things that I enjoyed. But you know, mostly it's because I was hanging out with you idiots and shit like that. So that being said, went to that Jack event. You son of a bitch. So we're going to get on the hype.
Yeah, I was there.
Yep.
You did too?
So did Chris.
You know
so
what?
did
I
Chris
remember,
Chris
Andy, you
Wednesday?
were talking about the Halloween going through. I remember seeing a picture of you on the porch of the actual facade. Was that year?
It was me, Brian, and the Tim Tracker.
That's what it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. So here, listen, this is all serious and shit like that. And we actually got some sponsors. And I'm not talking about like Jack's Wholesale Car Parts. We got some national sponsors, 4 of them actually, for this exact podcast. So right now we got a couple of like pre-made commercials, and then I think there's a live ad read towards the end or something like that. So right now we're going to take a break and we're going to go to our first commercial, and we'll see you guys on the other side. Hello, my name's Captain Tom. You may not recognize me from my self-titled, highly popular, very entertaining YouTube channel where I cover all things theme parks. One of my favorite topics is Halloween Horror Nights. You may be surprised to learn that while I'm filming in the theme parks, my most important piece of gear isn't my camera. It's Degree antiperspirant and deodorant. Each year, thousands and thousands of horror fans descend upon Universal Orlando to enjoy the festivities. However, some of y'all be stinking, like bad. So, just a quick spray or a quick swipe of Degree antiperspirant and deodorant will keep you from smelling like hot fucking garbage all night. So, please, just do us all a favor. Try Degree. Or you know what, just any brand. Just something, please. And for you dipshits that never fully learned how to clean up down there after doing your dirty business and you smell like shit, try Dude Wipes. And don't stand in the queue smelling like a dirty butthole. Degree antiperspirant, make sure you load up. So that's our first commercial. So let's get into the shows. This is going to be pretty quick and easy because there's only 2 of them. And I think we're going to probably be in agreement on it. We're going to find out. We're going to go through them anyway. The two shows this year that we're including is Nightmare Fuel, which is back in the old Bill and Ted Stadium, basically, and the Lagoon Show. So let's start. Let's see here. Let's start with our number 2s. Andy, why don't you lead us off?
What are the shows again
I
this year?
just said them. I literally just fucking said them. You're too busy pissing our sponsors off. Nightmare Fuel and the Lagoon Show.
Oh yeah, I'm only gonna see the Lagoon Show. I'll see the Lagoon Show several times because they always put on a good show there. I will not see the fuel. I'm not. I don't think I've seen it in 2 or 3 years now. And hey, if you like going, that's great. Good for you. Do you, right? But I'm not. I'm not wasting my time.
All right.
Who here has all seen it? The Nightmare Fuel. Has everybody seen it?
I've
saw
seen
like
it
once.
Yeah.
What,
Saw the first 2 years, and then that's it.
Sean? What about you?
So I've never been to the Lagoon show. So just for that reason, that's probably what I'm most hyped about. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. Nightmare Fuel, I've got a friend coming this year. I definitely will go to it because I do really like it. So I'm actually hyped about both of them, but the Lagoon show, just because I've
Shout out Lavelle. Can't wait to see him.
Yep.
I agree. I think that number 2 is going to be Nightmare Fuel, not because it sucks, but because I don't feel like spending that much time in line to cram into a giant freaking stadium that's hot and sweaty, sitting next to all you fat fuckers and just like pouring. Like, it's not enjoyable to me at all, regardless of how good the show is. And like the first time it was coming out, I remember like researching the Fuel Girls. Do you remember, Andy? Like there was one.
Oh, he remembers vividly.
There was like a couple that I was just like, oh shit, we're definitely going to see the show. But then it was like, I think it was the COVID, like right after the COVID, and they couldn't get here. Like they
couldn't get up. They couldn't get them
right,
across the
because
pond.
they're from the UK, and so they brought in like the B team from like Vegas or something, and
from Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
So I'm going to say that. So I'm going, without shitting on the show because it's still good. I just don't go. Ain't true.
You didn't ask
just
for
did. I just
mine
asked you.
I don't give a fuck about Nightmare Fuel.
All right. So that's pretty much it. We know where we're at. The Ghoulish show, the Lagoon show. I think the first one was in 2019, wasn't it? 2019?
Marathon of Mayhem was 2019, which was like the Citizen Kane of Lagoon shows. Like, I feel like they did the first one and they'll never top it ever. They peaked at the first one. 2021 was Marathon of Mayhem. What was it, like the Carnage Factory? But it was just like
Jack hosted it.
The properties, and it was like Texas Chainsaw. So it didn't like lend itself to it. I feel like the stuff that was in it. And then there was Ghoulish, which died a premature death due to whatever hurricane it was that year. So I never even saw it. I
saw the one in 2019. And I saw the one in 2021, but I did not see the one in 2022.
No, I think it was like sort of. So like the first Ghoulish was just like Halloween spookies, and like I think like it played the music from The Weeknd because that was the year of that house. But
yeah.
I never saw it. I don't even think I ever looked up like a YouTube video of it either.
I want to bring up just one thing before we move on to the scare zones. You got the Battery Park, you got the Creed zone with that big bar. Also, like right on the lagoon, on the edge of the lagoon, there's like, I don't know, what is it like? Drew, you've been there recently, 4 or 5, like 5x5 stages. So I know it's not a show or anything like that, but I always think that that's kind of cool to go by and see and shit like that. So
that little section across from Mel's, the Creed scare zone that you're talking about, I think that's where the Hamakuma or whatever the hell his name is going to be. That's my guess. That Japanese U.S. Universal Japan bear.
All right, boys, that's easy enough. Let's move on because like shows are kind of, whatever. So, looking at our map, I see our next port of call here is going to be the streets. And like, we're going to do the streets a little bit different because like there's 4 scare zones this year. And then there's these 2 things that the newly named street experiences. So we're going to include all that together in just like the streets. But first, we have to pull up our second commercial that we're going to take a small break. And so we have our sponsor for our street hype lists. And here they are right here. Thank you. Have you ever been walking through the HHN scare zones and feel like you could start a forest fire with your thighs rubbing?
Has the underside of your junk ever gotten swampy, stanky, and raw while running the houses at HHN? So, there's a quick and easy solution to keep you from waddling like you've been riding a horse for the last 3 days. Crop Preserver Lotion! And CP Lotion just ain't for the fellas. Ladies, just a quick swipe on the underboob will take care of that problem all night. Don't ask me how I know. It's just something I heard. CP Lotion! Also, are you planning on sporting them Daisy Dukes one night at HHN? I know I am. Just a quick dab or two under each cheek will save you, at the end of the night, from your backside looking like a baboon's ass. You guessed it, Crop Preserver Lotion. Some people have asked me, so just exactly how much of the CP lotion do I use on my bits and pieces? Well, I'll tell you, I'm usually pretty liberal. I squeeze this shit in like mustard on a hot dog. Good luck getting that image out of your head. CP Lotion, perfect from nuts to butts. CP Lotion!
All right, we're back. Make sure you lather those nuts.
Dude, that shit, it saves.
It does.
It saves
It
life,
actually does. I
so.
mean, we're kidding. Like, no, actually, they're sponsors. It's a real deal. But the shit is excellent. Oh,
Whoa.
boy. There we
What
go.
happened? There you go.
Camera's freaking out.
All right, so we're going to get into the streets. So, Sean, we're going to start with number 6. All right? So you're 6, so it's
Okay.
we're going from bottom to top, just so you understand the program
Okay.
here, Junior.
Bottom to top.
So let's get started. What
Okay.
is your 6 most hyped?
My 6 is Club Horror. I am excited for it just because it's new. I like anything new, but I just don't know what to expect, and that's
Okay.
it. I don't have much to say about that.
So I agree with you. I'm in the same boat. Club Horror's kind of my number 6 too. The one thing that kind of got me a little bit more is I saw they dropped off that big fucking thing with the beer taps on it. So that was kind of like you can just walk up to that thing and get beer. So that'd be awesome. But I'm not into that kind of music, and I'm not going to be dancing around or anything. But anyway, Drew, what you got?
I got it
Okay.
6 to
All right.
Club Horror. So my only, like, you know, like what Sean said, you don't know what to expect, right? And when I first heard the idea, I was like, oh, that's actually like a really good idea, because normally I kind of like avoid that
Correct.
area because
Yep.
it gets so freaking congested, and like you can't scare anybody in it really, because it's just like it's like a music festival kind of crowd path. But I was just at the park yesterday morning, and like, you know, the props are kind of rolling out in these stages, and they're like right in the middle of the freaking walkway,
Yeah,
which
boy.
seems counterproductive to what I imagined that the whole point of this area
Yeah.
was. So, I mean, that's the good thing about stuff like team member previews. They'll realize how stupid it is probably, but your beer taps, by the way, I'm like 90% sure those are just prop. I don't think those are gonna work.
There's
but
like, why would they bring? Why would
Could
they
be
bring that
wrong.
up? There's like 8 beer. Oh,
I don't know. I mean, but it is a bar there, so maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong. But
well, I hope you're wrong. Andy, what about you, man? All right, we
Club
got
Horror.
we got a sweep on that one. Any particular reason, or just because same shit? All right, so let's go to number 5. I'm going to start off number 5. My 5th most hyped one is Origins of Horror. That's the one right there when you walk in, right at the entrance. That here's the good things. It goes far again, like it goes down to the end of the block at least, and it's just not that little blop of land there when you first walk in. My biggest problem with that is it's like kind of like a selfie zone. I feel like it's like the preview zone where it just kind of gives you, here's a character from this place, here's it. And you know what? I'm not that excited about it. So I'm sure to be fine, but that's my 5th one. How about you, Drew?
I have Mel's Dying Zombies at 5. I think it's going to kind of be like the Megan thing. Was that last year, the year before? Whenever that happened. Like, I think it's sort of going to be like a routine / dance number more than like a zone itself. I think it's going to be like them coming out and doing a couple things, taking some photos, and that's it. So, and I mean, I get it because having people on roller skates with a bunch of drunk people around them sounds like a bad idea.
What?
So at least if it's like a controlled thing like that, I think it would be effective. But I think it's more just for like photo ops, and honestly, it's just like a cool, like those shirts last year sold so much that they had to do something to capitalize on it, right? So seems like an easy thing.
In my head, I can just hear a certain voice. Well, goddamn, that one almost ran over my toes. Our good pal Carter. Andy, where are you at, bub?
Origins of Horror. And it's location. The last 20 years, when has the front zone ever really been a banger?
I couldn't. So just for,
I did like Anarcade.
I thought that was
the visuals.
I thought Anarcade was decent.
We got one.
But now here, just because of the comedy aspect of it, I love the Chance Zone. When Chance was there in 26.
Andy, I'm going to throw one at you that you'll remember. It was before their time, but do you remember the one like Esquilette de Muerte or whatever it was, the Day of the Dead one? That one was pretty good.
That was honestly probably the best one.
And if we really want to throw it back, the Wizard of Oz scare zone that was there with the flying monkeys going from one soundstage to the next.
Yeah, that was good.
That's way before Tom's time, which it's rare to say something that was before Tom's time because he's old.
I think that brings up a good point, though, because it feels like that area, that front zone, those zones that you're listing that I have easily forgotten, they're not within, most of them are not within the last 5 to 7 years, but the last 5 to 7 years, that front zone has just been a dumpster fire.
Last year, calling whatever that was a zone was a joke. Although I did it was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the Oddfellow zone with the little wagon and stuff. At least there was an attempt made. I do appreciate what they tried to do at that one, but
well, all right, Sean. What about your number 5?
Well, I'm definitely different this time. Mine's Masquerade Dance with Death. I'll be honest, I just really don't care about vampires, and like I know one that was fairly popular was that Vamp 69 or whatever it was. I can't remember if that's right, but I just don't care for it. It's nothing for me.
All right, fair enough.
No, and I know that's probably be unpopular.
I don't think
not
so
necessarily. I thought all the Vamp zones were highly
we're talking
overrated.
about hype right now. We're not talking about good and bad because we haven't seen it.
correct.
Nobody has seen any of this yet. This is just going in kind of what you're most excited about. I'm excited about everything just to check it out. I guarantee at some point we're going to be like, oh, this house sucks. But as of right now, that's not what this is about. So
there's no right or wrong with the hype stuff.
Well, but in this case, I think I'm probably right.
I guess we're going to find out.
Like hype lists are not quality. They are your preferences, right?
Sure.
So,
Yeah,
now if this will make Sean feel better, I'll go to number 4
number 4.
because my number 4 is Masquerade. Okay. And the reason why it's number 4 is like Andy, I've been going for a while. So like I feel like I've seen this zone before. You know what I mean? Like it's
several
sort of like
times.
It's like a repeat in a way. But also like kind of like what Andy said, like I know you say like, oh, the zones in the front of the park are not that good. I feel like the Hollywood zones are also kind of lacking as of recent. I did really like the Deadly Unrest one. I thought that
with
was
the
awesome.
graveyard scenes and shit.
That was just
unbelievable.
It was a great vibe. Excellent vibe. They killed it. But like other than that, I mean, I have to think back to like the Chucky one maybe was okay, but like nothing else really stands
Yeah.
out to me. So
Hollywood's
kind of like it's
had it
kind of like
rough.
cursed ground and stuff that I've seen before. So I'm not really feeling it very much personally.
Andy, what about you at number 4? What do you got?
I got Mel's
Okay.
Zombies. And nothing, just nothing more than the fact that I agree with what Drew said. I think it's just more of a quick little dance number and a photo op, and we're moving
Yeah.
on.
All right. Sean, you're up.
Number 4, I have Mutations Toxic 20s. Look at Drew's face. I just had to put something 4, and there's a couple things I'm a little more excited about. This looks cool. I mean, 20s are cool. That's all cool.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
I don't know. I don't know.
The
Didn't-
Gabagools.
Yeah. I heard that you guys were calling it that. That sounds fun.
I have a feeling that me, Andy, and Tom are 1 and 2 are going to be the same, or at least interchangeable.
I'm
1 and 2.
1,000% sure you're right. But I'm going to do my number 4, which is Mel's. And I have a little bit more hope for Mel's because I'm putting Mel's at 4 right now because I'm hoping that it's just not a show. I'm hoping that there's always going to be at least some like waiters and waitresses walking around, zombies. I'm hoping that they're constantly kind of roaming there. And then they put on their show, then they start roaming again. If they don't, and it's just a show and a go, then I'm right there with you and I'm dropping it. But for now, I'm excited because I love the Mel's die-in, just the whole idea of it. The area is cool as hell. And I hope that they do more than just a show. So
I kind of like that it's something unknown. We don't really know much
Right.
about it.
yeah, I mean, that too. You can look at that good and bad, you know. Andy, let's get to your number 3.
Let's see here. I wrote it down. So it's Masquerade. And I was also going to say location because it seems like Hollywood has really, really struggled the last couple of years in that specific. Just it just seems like you just see the same thing over and over again. It's like rinse and repeat, and nothing against anybody that works in that zone. It's just the last couple of years have been rough, and then this property itself seems kind of almost like it's new, but it's not. So we could say it's new, but it's the same thing, and it fits in well with Hollywood, you know. So I'm just not hyped for it at all.
Sean, what about you?
For number 3,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Mel's. This Mel's. Tom knows this. I'm a big Walking Dead fan, so the zombie things I'm excited about. Actually, zombies on roller skates sounds kind of fun. I don't know if that can be happening, but no, that sounds fun. Mel's too is very iconic. Like, you know, like kind of what you said, Tom. Anytime I walk by there, it's like kind of you get that excitement going. You know, so I really like Mel's and yeah, the zombies. I can't wait to see it. I'm looking forward to it.
So I'm up next, and basically Andy must have copied because we're the exact same so far. Mine's Masquerade. Listen, I like the vampire stuff. I thought Vamp 55 was great. Loved it. I thought Vamp 85 was okay. I thought Vamp 69 was kind of dumb. So, I mean, they've slowly been degrading with the vampires, in my opinion. The only reason that I put this a little bit higher is because as I've seen like the stages come out and get built up, the stages in that area, it looks amazing. You know, the lighting is going to be fantastic. My guess is the music's going to be great. I'm kind of excited for it. But I'm hoping that they're very cool vampires and not the 69 ones because of the. So, Drew, where are you at?
So I'll be the lone wolf on number 3 for the Origins scare zone. And I think part of the reason is the last like 2 or 3 years, it's felt kind of lacking over there. So I'm kind of excited to see that area filled up again. And like I've gone, you know, quite a few times in the past month, and I've seen this area kind of grow a little bit. And it's like, it's surprising to see like it feels like there's almost more props in this than there is in Hollywood, which is like kind of nuts. And all of the IPs are going to be represented in these little statues throughout it. And it's funny when you go on certain mornings, and the sun hits it just right, you can kind of see through them already and see what's going to be there. And some of the shit looks kind of cool. And, you know, like if this is, you know, remember like in years past, they'd always have like maybe like a character from one of those houses is there for like a photo op. Is that something that we might see? Like that would be kind of cool.
That we're definitely going to see that, don't you think?
So I'm interested to see how it turns out. But I think ultimately, like I could see the Masquerade one being better, but I'm way more intrigued by the Origins one.
All right, Sean, let's get number 2. Spill it.
All right. Number 2, you're Drew, you're not alone. The Origins of Horror for me.
Okay.
I always love, again, walking in through the gates and, you know, seeing what's there. I'm excited. I can't remember what year it was, but there's one year it was like a party. Like it just seemed awesome. And I have been watching other YouTubers and things like that go through there and show off some of the stuff, and it looks neat. And I'm excited about it, and that's where that stained glass stuff is too. That's on all the shirts and all the things. So I heard that they went in and said they were kind of amping that whole area up. So because of that, it got me hyped for that whole section. So I'm really excited to see what it is, and what I've seen so far makes it really up there on my list.
All right. So my number 2 is the cat lady lane. I'm putting that at number 2, and I almost want to say that my number 1 and number 2 are kind of interchangeable. I love that zone.
Agree.
I love Central Park. I think that it makes for such a great atmosphere. The only problem that I have with that sometimes is that it feels like lately, the last few years, you're getting rushed through it. And there's a lot to see in there. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it feels like when you go through there, they'd be like, okay, move along. Like, there's no hanging out in that zone. You're going to hang out anywhere. It's going to be at the Gabagools or in Hollywood. So, exactly. The sets and everything look amazing. The decor looks awesome. I love how this kind of extended out into that courtyard that has kind of another little walkthrough area. Let's get. I'm excited for that. Drew, where are you at, man? Number 2.
So for number 2, I have the Gabagools. I have the Toxic 20s, and I completely agree with you. I think that they're sort of interchangeable. I'll get to the cat lady stuff when we get to it, but and I feel like we've said this about every zone area, is that it's been kind of hit or miss the past couple of years. That's just been the overwhelming theme of the streets of the event since 2020, in my opinion, and that's whatever. But yeah. But when I first heard the idea of this theme like months ago, I was like, dude, that sounds awesome. Like I was like, I'm imagining it being like, you know, old school, like the old school radio announcer voice kind of playing throughout the zone, you know. Yeah, it's presented by Zasperana, you know, like that kind of sound effects, and like the mobsters with like the old school Tommy guns and all that kind of stuff. And as the props have come out, like that is exactly what we're gonna get. And I think lately, like, I don't know how up to date, like, all you guys are on, like, what's coming out, but, like, they have that lime green,
It's
like,
everywhere,
ooze that's
too.
everywhere.
Yes.
And I'm, like, wondering, like, if there's maybe something in it where it's going to kind of, like, glow at night, you know what I mean? Like, which might be, like, leave a really cool effect on some of this stuff. I think the one thing about this zone that will make or break how awesome it is the character design. So we haven't really seen any of that yet.
Yeah.
So, like, are we gonna get like the mobsters with like the suspenders, and you know what I mean? Like, or like there's that little newsstand. Like, we need like Crutchy from the Newsies to be there. You know what I mean? Like, we need like that extra read all about it, all that shit. But I mean, just the Gabagools, bro. Like that's, you know what? That's why it's number 2 and not number 1. How do you have the opportunity to name something the Gabagools?
I don't know. I remember months ago when we kind of heard this was coming, and you named it that immediately. So,
and you know what? Toxic 20s is a good name.
Yep.
right? But also, it's called Mutations Toxic 20s, which seems kind of redundant. That shit doesn't need to be there. Just call it Toxic 20s.
Gabagools, the Toxic 20s.
There it is. There it is.
Mutations.
And there's gonna be like a foot-long mozzarella stick or something as one of the foods.
Yeah.
Are you
Sign me the
With like
fuck
that's-
up,
with
bro.
a spicy marinara, so that's sure to fuck you up, Andy.
I'll take 4.
Yeah.
I'll take 4, dude.
I will have 3 chins after that zone.
All right, Andy, let's move.
Yeah.
Let's get on to you. Andy, what's your number 2? Well, besides
Crazy cat lady.
what you're gonna have after your fucking mott stick.
Have your 4 mozzarella sticks.
You're gonna have a number 2 for sure.
I was gonna say Gabagools, but I mean instantly that goes to number 1. I didn't even know about that. I had no idea. But no, I Crazy Cat Lady. It's always a good zone, you know. Here's the thing. I have not looked at any photos of the zones. I don't know what anything looks like, and that I'm intentionally doing that.
I salute you, sir.
So I'm just kind of going based off the description. Crazy Cat Lady. I did see when I took kids 2 weeks ago, took them to the park real quick. We didn't even go through that area, but you could see it across the way. And I'm like, okay, there's more stuff there than there normally is. So that's
excellent.
That's cool. But yeah, no, that too. And then straight into the Gabagools at number 1. Somebody, I'm telling you, somebody somewhere had to have been like, all right, we've announced it. I can't wait to see everybody's reaction. First tweet, Drew. How do you not name it Gabagools? Somebody in the department immediately was like, damn, how did we miss this, dude?
Sean,
Dude, I kind of want to go. In like a Tony Soprano fit, dude, with like the wife beater with like a robe over it. You know, look at these fucking ducks.
Sean, where are you number 2, man?
Number 2.
Number 1.
I already did mine. That was the Origins of Horror. Yeah.
I kicked off 1.
All right,
everybody's got to do 1.
So, Sean, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is the Cat Lady.
Yeah.
And I used to not look at anything. And Tom, you know that. I used to not watch any of the video.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know. This year I did not do that. I've watched stuff, I've read stuff, seen stuff, and that's why I will say Cat Lady's number 1. I've seen stuff, and I'm very excited to see more stuff.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm Jesus. I'm right there again with Andy. My number 1 is going to be the Gabagools. And it's the Gabagools. I guarantee we will not call it anything but Gabagools the entire time. One thing that I'm excited, especially, is the projections. I'm assuming we're going to get projections on the buildings, like where Rip Ride Rocket, maybe like the green shit coming down off of them or something. There's going to be something, I would assume. So, have you guys, I mean, I know Drew has seen zones with the projections, but have you guys been going long enough to where you've seen the ones
the
that
walls
crumble,
caving in? Okay. All right. I couldn't remember what year it was.
I think the one year, I think there was that one, what was it, like Survivor Die, one of those ones had it. To your point, Tom, I think the first time that I went out there like a month ago or so, and I did like a YouTube video on it, I had noticed that the Metropolis tribute sign that has been on that building by Rip Ride Rocket for years had come down. And like, I know a lot of people think like, well, maybe it's because of Rocket coming down, but it's not in the area where it would need to come down. So I'm interested to see, like, now the Gabagool cars have the money bags that say like the Barmy Bank, which was from
the triplets of
the Triplets house, triplets of disaster last year.
The dumpster fire.
So, like, could we see a sign on that building that says, like, Barmy Bank? Because it kind of has that look of, like, an old school bank. So I feel like that would be really cool, and then mix that in with the projections and stuff. But I don't know if y'all have seen, but Rip Ride Rocket...
It's coming down quick.
I'm almost like, it's almost like, is it going to be there next Friday? Like it's moving quick, bro.
It looks like they're cooking. I mean, they're not dragging their feet. So, all right. We're on to our final port of call. All right, this is the biggie. The first 5, so 10 through 6, got a sponsor. Sponsor is Miller Lite. So let's run that ad right now.
Because you're not a 19-year-old kid anymore getting sorority girl wasted on flavored hard seltzers at a fraternity party. Because you're not a douchey hippie pretending to enjoy sour IPAs or weird craft beers. Because you finally realize that Bud Light is just piss water that has been mopped up off the brewery floor and bottled. Because you need just a little extra liquid courage to do that HHN Terrifier house. Miller Lite.
So grab your nearest Blinky cup that hasn't melted yet and pour yourself the cool, refreshing, fine American Pilsner. Now in a limited 256 pack for those HHN pre-party pool days with your spooky friends. And if one pack doesn't cover you for all of opening weekend, just go grab another. Miller Lite, the official beer of Brian Carter's poolside backpack. Miller Lite, why use 5 letters when 4 does the trick? It's a thinker. Did you get on? All right, let's move on. Let's move on to houses. We're starting back with Drew again. Drew, we're going to 10 to 1. Let's hear what your number 10 is, Bubba.
I don't know if this is controversial in this space, but I think it's controversial in other spaces. For number 10 for me, I have Fallout. I tried to watch the show, and I think the emphasis there is tried. I thought it was terribly boring. So full disclosure, to do my hype ranking, I found this like website where you put in the 10 options and it kind of like does like matchups to like determine it for you rather than me trying to make the list myself. And I think the results came out pretty accurate to what I would do. No. Actually, this took a lot of work to do it this way. It literally asked you so many goddamn questions to get to this ending. So like it would do like, you know, Terrifier versus this, blah, blah, and it kind of like ranked it based on how you were answering the questions. And I feel like my 8 through 10 are all kind of interchangeable. But so Fallout's 10, I do think that there is potential because I love the aesthetic of it and like the music and stuff, but I didn't like the show. I don't like the giant roach things that are in it. So we'll see.
All right.
Spoiler.
Andy, what do you got at 10?
Big surprise here. I've got Fallout. I just wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of the show. I watched the show when it first came out, but I was also never a fan of the games per se. It just wasn't my thing. I didn't hate the games, but I only played, I think Fallout 4 was the only one that I ever really played, and I only played that because it came free with the PlayStation Plus subscription.
Yep.
Yeah.
I never paid for it. So, you know, it's just I'm excited to see the character the Ghoul. You know, just because big Goggins fan. You know, that itself is probably the highlight for me. And then some of the robotic or characters, large display characters, those should be cool. But nah, I mean, just you know, hopefully it's great, but just not a.
Hopefully they're all
not
great.
my thing.
Yeah. So really quick before we, this is 10 because something had to be 10. I think there's other years where this would have fell in like 6 or something like that.
It would have not been 10. It would have been number 1 last year. That's how bad last year was.
This is probably like the hardest top 10 that I've had to do in a long time, which I think is why I did that little like chart thing. So that said, that doesn't mean I'm not excited for it, but it's just there's a lot of shit I'm way more excited for.
Mine has changed several times. My lists. So, all right, Sean, what do you got at the bottom of your hype? What do you have?
Okay. I got something probably get me in trouble.
I know he's going to do.
LRT stuff.
Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't like any of the Spanish houses so far. El Chupacabra I went through, and then I don't even remember the last year's one. I didn't care for any of them. I don't like them, so I don't figure I'll probably like this one that much. So that's why it's on my list.
All right. Well, my number 10 is same as your nitwits. It is Fallout, and it barely eked out my number 9. So it's Fallout for the same reasons. I didn't like the show. I know it was left on a cliffhanger. I watched the entire season. It ended.
I don't even remember
on a cliffhanger, and I don't even give a shit. So Goggins is kick ass. The rest of it, I could care less about. So, Andy, let's go to number 9.
All right. Number 9, Five Nights at Freddy's. And it's, again, I didn't much care for the movie. It's not my thing. I think I'm not the target audience for this particular house, and that's fine.
No, your son is.
Yes, exactly, right?
Yeah.
I will say I've heard a few things about some of the character design and where that stuff comes from. That in itself is extremely exciting to see how those characters turn out. Other than that, and then maybe getting a slice of pizza at the themed pizza joint, it just save lives towards the end of the evening.
Or ruins them.
It could be a day ender. It could be a day a
night ender, bro.
That's the way to the foot-long mozzarella sticks.
A lot of cheese, bro. A lot of cheese.
Did you guys see? Hey, did you guys see the churro sampler with the different sauces that it comes with and shit? I just
I have not seen any of this. Somebody sent it to me.
It just came out yesterday.
Today show.
Yeah.
Posted
my only hope for the churros is that
Yeah.
like they're fresh churros. They have been sitting around for hours, But anyway, I don't know who the hell just talked. Oh, okay.
This guy.
So Sean,
Too much sponsor.
We're on number 9, Captain.
Sean, we're at your number 9 then, right? Okay.
Sure. My number 9 is Grave
What the
of Flesh.
fuck is wrong with you?
I don't have a reason really. I don't have a reason really. I like zombies.
They're not.
It's
Jesus fucking crazy. You know what?
out of all the
right,
things.
just shut
this
the
is
fuck
one
up.
that
Like,
just, it didn't speak to me. Okay,
There's a button at the bottom of your screen.
There we go. All right,
that says
there,
mic.
I got it. Mute.
Just do everyone a favor and click
I
it.
just
the rest
muted
of
him.
the
He
time.
can't see. Fucking dummy. Jesus Christ. All right. So my number 9 is also Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm excited to see what they do with the animatronics and stuff like that. But other than that, that movie, if you watch that movie, which I did, it takes place in basically one place. Like it's like there's a couple scenes somewhere, but it's all right there. It's just you know what?
It's all in Chuck E. Cheese.
I'm not really that excited for it. So Five Nights at Freddy's is mine. So Drew, what do you got?
For my number 9, I have Dolls, Play Dead. And just for the same reason I had the Masquerade Scare Zone kind of low, is like been there, done that sort of thing. And it's not like a knock. It's just, I feel like there's so much other stuff that is kind of more unique and taking risks. And this is sort of like a safe thing. Like, I know it's probably going to be pretty good, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be the best or anything like that.
Fair enough. So we're going to move to number 8, right? Number 8. Or Andy, did you go?
No,
Yeah.
I'm ready for number 8, though, if you want me to.
Let me go first for 8, just so that we can finish it, because mine is also 5 nights. I have 5 nights at 8. So I think that takes it off the board for everybody.
It does. Oh, no. Sean still has this.
Oh, that's right.
Sean,
yeah.
Sean,
Well,
what do you-
he's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking
Sean, what do you have at number 8?
Number
I'm not
8.
afraid to use this mute button again. If you say WWE, I'll fucking drive to your house and murder you in your sleep.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say WWE.
Son of a bitch.
It's WWE.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's WWE. I don't really know. I don't know what the Wyatt Six are, guys. That's it. I don't know what it is. The mask looks cool. The masks are cool looking.
Just thought Oh my god.
Hey, I remember Drew saying there was no wrong answers. I thought this was a safe circle.
No, you're out, bro.
Oh my god. All right. Well, anyway, my number 8. I'm gonna go out there and I'm putting Jason at number 8. And the reason I'm putting it there is because I like the IPs better than I like the originals better than the IPs. Sponsored by Miller Lite. And you know what? We've seen Jason before, and it's going to be a whole bunch of Jasons, which is great, but I'm saying Jason. So Drew, you did Five Nights at Freddy's for your number 8. Andy, what do you got?
I did.
I have Dolls.
Okay.
Let's Play Dead. I been there, done that. I'm sure it's going to be great. I like the idea of shrinking down to the size of a doll. I like that concept. I think that could translate well depending on how they do the scenery. But and then the other aspect of it, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the old school tent houses, correct?
It is.
So I always have high hopes for the old school tent houses because those things are just built for in your face speed scares. I mean, there's always a tent house every year that stands above the pack. Doesn't matter, and it's just a matter of which one. So that it does have that going for it. Which, funny enough, Dollhouse of the Damned, I think was in the same. Was it in the opposite?
So it's in the opposite one. This house is in the one that last year was Slaughter Cinema.
Okay.
Dollhouse of the Damned was in the one that is
Yep.
Hatchet and Chains this year.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's my number 8.
All right. So let's move on to number 7. I'm starting this one. Let's see. I got to look at my list. Okay. So at number 7, I have the Garaka house. I have the Garaka house. I have the Cold house, the Galkin house. You know what? I know it's an original. I don't know. You know what? It sounds kind of cool. I'm sure to be neat and everything like that, but that's where I put Galkin.
I'm just gonna piggyback because I also have Garaka at 7. I also heard, and I heard this from the get-go when they announced it, that the artwork doesn't necessarily reflect the setting of the house.
Maybe not.
So
yeah.
Don't be surprised if it's not a Cold house.
Did you see the T-shirt, the Scare Zone T-shirt that has the Galkin on it that looks like it's made of wood and shit? Like it instead of the art that looks like it's ice.
I don't think so. I heard that it's actually more of like an autumn setting than a winter setting.
All right, Andy, what you got, man? Surprises me.
Well, here's the thing, and Drew knows this, and you somewhat know this too. I'm not as familiar with the whole WWE as you guys are. You guys are much more in tune with it. I've gotten back into it here recently, just because I like going over to Drew's house when he feeds me, and then also my son really got into it too. So, obviously, if your children take an interest in something, you also take an interest in something, right? So that's the only reason. That being said, I think the concept is extremely cool. The fact that Aiello is in charge. Hallelujah. Of the event again, and knowing his background and his fandom of WWE events and characters, the house is going to be
all out.
The house is going to be lit. It's going to be a phenomenal house. It's just not a property that speaks to me, and that's all this is.
It is.
It's just a hype list. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to be the 7th best house. It might be the 2nd or 3rd best house. It might be the best house. Who knows? But in terms of hype,
Listen, Andy, I agree with you. I think that there's no incorrect answer, but apparently Sean has proved us wrong. So that,
I mean, I was only one away.
Said,
okay, I mean,
that being said, Sean, what is your number 7?
Mine will be Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's.
So now it's off the board.
Now it's
off
the
the board.
It didn't crack anybody's top 5. That actually kind of surprised me, but I guess not. Any particular reason why, Sean? Or
I am looking forward to seeing the costumes, how they execute that. I think is very intriguing, and for that, I'm a little hyped. The movie was just I didn't play the video game, so I really don't know much about it. So
fair enough. Let's move. Drew, you're number 6, man.
Number 6 is Grave of Flesh, and I think it's kind of that unknown aspect of it. Like, I feel like we don't know a whole lot about it. The vibe that I'm getting from like the concept art and all that stuff is I feel like it's almost going to be like an entire house that is like the beginning of the Poltergeist.
Exactly.
House.
Yep.
Which, if that's the case, I mean, it might absolutely fuck, but we just don't know that. So I think this is kind of like, it's in the middle of my list sort of thing, because I feel like, wow, this could be really good, or this could be like kind of boring. But I mean, it's in a soundstage, so I feel like it's going to have some pretty cool design elements and stuff like that. And even like, I mentioned Poltergeist, and I don't know if I've seen anyone say this before, but like when I look at the concept art and it's got this like thing climbing out of it, and the cemetery is like above him, like it's like he's in the ground, it makes me think that like the facade of the house is even going to be like Poltergeist. Like, you remember how it was like you were in the pool and the house was above you? I feel like you're going to be like walking into the grave with the cemetery above you, kind of thing. Like, that's what I got from
I
the
1,000% hope you're right. So
I hope not. I almost got my nose broken.
Well, I don't think. Yeah. Well, anyway, Andy, where are you at with your number 6, bub?
Jason.
Okay. Yeah.
Jason. No, this is the 4th out of 5th IP property. So you can kind of see where my list kind of favors or what I prefer personally. But I think Jason will be the only reason that I have Jason at 6 is just because location. I would actually have Jason higher on my list, because generally Universal does a fantastic job with casting Jason characters in previous houses. And they have such an arsenal of team members to choose from that the majority of these dudes were they were bouncers at the Roadhouse before they got, cast as Jason. So, they're very intimidating. It's usually intense. There's always a passion to it. The crew that's involved with it's like sacrilegious, right? And there's always an intensity to it. Like, there's a legacy to this character. Do not mess this up. So
I agree with you.
I just
like the last Jason houses and shit like that. Like, none of us are tiny guys. Like, we could be an offensive line for most fucking college teams. And they dwarf us. They dwarf us. Like, there's some big sons of bitches in there, man. So, Sean, where are you at, man?
So I did Galkin. For this one. I really like winter houses. I like the cold houses. Dead Man's Pier is probably one of my favorite ones.
Gorgeous
ever.
House.
So I'm hyped because I think it'll be similar or but with a different vibe. But I'm excited I like the winter house. I like those houses.
Fair enough. Hopefully it ends up being a winter house. I'm gonna go last year with number 6, and I also Drew have Grave of Flesh. I totally 100% agree with you. I think we're going to be walking into the dirt. We're walking in underground, and everything's going to be above us. And we're going to end up in there.
I can smell it
and
already.
they're going to be chasing us underneath the ground. So I'm excited about it. Again, originals. I'm all about. So let's see here. That's all of number 6, right? All right.
Yeah.
So we have a final sponsor, and this one's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting, and it's actually not a commercial. It's an ad read. So I'm going to try to get my like announcer voice on, and plus I have like some booze in me, so we'll see how smooth this goes. So the Captain and Crew Top 5 Hype Lists are presented by the 2025 Universal Orlando Little Boo line of products. That's right, folks. We have everything from shirts, socks, sweaters, spirit jerseys, jackets, belt buckles, earrings, necklaces, friendship laces, rings, wallets, purses, picture frames, posters, phone cases, backpacks, swimwear, pop sockets, wall art, watch bands, playing cards, sunglasses, frisbees, coasters, shot glasses, lanyards. Jesus. And don't forget to check out the new collection of houseware items of plates, coffee cups, salad bowls, flatware, serving platters, hand towels, sheet sets, duvets, blankets, throw pillows, Christ, man, there's more. There's even Earl Squirrel's got to hate this dumbass pumpkin at this point. Remind me to edit that out. And coming soon, the 2025 Automotive Collection. Keychains, steering wheels, hubcaps, seat covers, floor mats, window shades, hanging air fresheners, window knobs, radio knobs, bumper stickers. You know what? Okay, the list goes on and on. So let's see. Okay, here we go. Universal's Little Boo merchandise line, where their motto is, you keep buying this stupid shit, we'll keep making this stupid shit. Oh, wait. Okay. There's some legal fine print I'm supposed to read here. Hold on. Legal. So, Little Boo is a registered trademark, copyright, and all rights reserved by Universal Orlando Resort. The only legal owner of this intellectual property, regardless of any bogus claims otherwise by any past, current, or future employees. I don't know what that means, but all right. Back to our top five.
I created the character. Give me money.
Oh, Jesus.
Welcome to
Gonna
corporate
get
America.
Okay, so we're on to our top 5, sponsored by Universal
Top
Orlando's
5.
Little Boo merchandise line. Number 5, Andy, what do you have at number 5?
Hatchet and Chains.
All right.
Hatchet and Chains. I have high hopes for this one. I think the special effects lend themselves to be pretty cool. I will say though, there's 2 houses on my list. They're both in the top 5 that were in like towards the bottom of my list. And as we've gotten closer, they have just climbed the list little by little. Hatchet and Chains was not even like top 3 for me in Slaughter Cinema 2. It was cool, don't get me wrong. But it just, I don't know, it didn't really do much for me. But as you kind of look at the artwork, you kind of get a feel for what it is. And then again, location. It returns to the tent. And I feel like this is going to be an intense house, and I'm excited for it. So yes, Hatchet and Chains at 5.
Sean, you're up, Bubba.
I'm up with number 5. I have it, Terrifier. I watched all the movies. They were terrible, just horrendous to watch. But I am excited about the house. I do want to see him like ride around on a tricycle or whatever the hell. That sounds awesome. I want to see the little fucking hat and everything else. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm excited for those reasons, but the movies, they're some of the worst shit I've ever seen. Yeah.
I agree with you.
The movies are
At
bad.
number 5, I'm with Andy again because he photocopied my list, apparently, for the most part, is the Hatchets and Chains. This is in the house last year that was the museum of the shittiest, right? So
Yeah. So anything's going to be an
Oh, yeah.
improvement.
it's just
the
in-
shittiest.
So this was a property, for those that don't know, that was one of the parts of Slaughter Cinema 2 from a few years ago. Was it last year's?
Last year.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Grandpa.
God.
It was a tiny, tiny bright spot in an
But you know what's funny about that?
shit-ass
Nobody
year.
really said much about it. Everybody was talking about the Mummy Girl and everything like that. So, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, my number 5 is Crave, or no, I'm sorry, Hatchet and Chains. oh, Drew, what about you? You son of a bitch.
So I think I'm in the minority where typically leading up, the IPs excite me more than the originals. Because I have 3 IPs in my top 5. But I think it's because there's just so much unknown with the originals until you actually do them. Opinion. So for number 5, I have everyone's favorite mama's boy, Jason Universe. And honestly, I feel like a lot of years, Jason would be like top 2, top 3 for me, easy. He's my favorite of the slasher characters. I like the Halloween movies more, but I like Jason more than like Michael Myers and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, HHN 17 was my first time going because that was the first year that they had those licensed characters. And the main reason I went was because they had Friday the 13th. Just this past weekend, I was in New Jersey and I went to the town from the original Friday the 13th. So like, I love Jason.
That
The reason why I think it's a little bit lower,
Yeah.
it was awesome. The reason why I think it's not higher than this is because of kind of like the properties going through some
Yeah.
turmoil with what they can do. So like, I know like the new look of him is a little different than what people are used to, and like what can they pull from movies and stuff like that. So, and also like Andy said, the location, right? But I have a pretty good feeling about it based on some stuff that I've heard, but I love me
I
some
am
Jason.
praying
So I'm
that Pamela, Miss Voorhees, is somewhere in that house. Not their like the head.
Yeah.
So, what?
Hey, if you would have asked me what are the top 3 like IPs that I would like to see come to Halloween Horror Nights that's never come
Yeah.
or whatever, anytime that you ask me, I would say Jason X would be one of those 3. That is like one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies. And if Jason X is included in this house with one of my other IPs that I always mentioned included this year, I mean, like I joked around, like I should just hang it up and stop going. Like it's not going to get any better than that.
Well, very good. That's number 5 for everybody. So let's move on to Sean at number 4.
Number 4, I have dolls. I think someone said it, maybe Andy. I am really intrigued by the shrinking down to doll size. I get a very like Toy Story nightmare gone wrong type of thing, you know.
Sid's room.
Sid's room. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so that's why I really like that idea, and that sounds fun as hell to me.
So
And dolls are creepy.
I
as
tell you
shit.
what, I'm proud of you, little guy, because I also have dolls at number 4.
I
So,
got one right.
You can rest easy that I'm not going to murder you in your sleep. I did not experience Dollhouse of the Damned like you two up the top there did. I did experience Puppet Theater, but I don't think that's the same thing. I think Dolls of the
Not
Damned
even.
is the house that I've told people numerous times that if I could go back, I'd want to go to 24 because of Dolls of the Damned and because of the Halloween house. So I'm excited for it, and that's my number 4. So Drew, you're up, bub.
Number 4 for me is we're gonna visit our friend Arthur the Clown Terrifier. And I'm really interested to see how it turns out. I have seen all 3 movies. I absolutely fucking hate them. But I love Art as a character. I think he's excellent. You mentioned it before, House of a Thousand
Yeah.
Corpses. This gives me the vibe of House of a Thousand Corpses, where a lot of people did not like
Yeah.
the movie, but the house was undeniably awesome. And I think this is kind of going to be the same vibe. I also like this is kind of like a comedy house, I feel like, in a way, because of the character. And like, I just feel like there's going to be a lot of like those sound effects of like the woo, like all those like clown noises and shit. And it's going to be like really lighthearted and fun because of it. And the only thing that I am just like red flagged about is the amount of the talk of how wet you might get. I mean, I think it would be freaking hilarious if you have the wet path and the dry path, that it's like actually the opposite. Like, I think that would be like a kind of funny, but yeah, I definitely am looking forward to this one. But man, those movies are fucking brutal, dude. I just don't like them.
Andy, you're up, bub.
So I think I'm the only one that has this house this high is Gulkin,
Oh, yeah.
Monsters
You
of
are?
the North.
Garaka.
This I'm not going to say this is going to be the surprise house, I think, this year, because my next one I think will be the surprise house of this year. But I have high hopes for this. Anytime you involve, whether or not it's the cold house or not, but anytime you involve any type of folklore of Arctic or North or cold or anything like that, they consistently deliver upon those properties time and time and time again. So again, high hopes, and I'm hopeful that we'll see some really cool monster characters. And maybe a surprise Yeti, who knows, but excited for that one.
God.
Very good. Sean?
This number,
Fuck.
What are we on here?
Going
3.
we're going
on
to 3.
The last one, 3. Yep.
So
No.
my one here is this 3? Yeah, we on 3?
Yeah, Sean would be the first one at 3.
Fallout. So I did play all the games. Relax, Andy. I played the games. I actually did really like the show because of the games. So I'm really excited about that one. Just like Last of Us the year before, I played the games. I was really excited for that one. I'm excited for this one, and I love me some Goggins. And yeah, that's it.
All right. Number 3, I have Art the Clown at number 3. I agree. The movies are fucking horrendous. Drew nailed it. The zombie movies, Rob Zombie movies, are terrible too. That house was amazing. Also, when Killer Clowns came out, people hated that shit too, and people love it now. So I don't look at it as a Terrifier house. I look at it as an Art the Clown house. So
I agree.
who gives a shit about locations? The kills are going to be fun. Everything. The true star of that is not Terrifier the movie. The true star is Art the Clown. And God, there's apparently going to be Art the Clowns scattered throughout the park, from what I hear, in different formations and different things. You might see one with the sunflower glasses walking around. You might see one Art the Clown like rolling around on his little tricycle. So all around, I'm excited about Terrifier because of Art. Drew?
Number 3 for me is going to be El Artista. And I'm kind of with Sean. I was not a fan of the Chupacabra or Monstros last year. But this, it feels so distinctly like haunted house. It feels like The Shining meets like Spanish lore, poltergeist style ghost story based on what people are saying. And I've heard some talk about how crazy some of the effects are going to be in it. And I think just like how we said that the WWE house was kind of a labor of love, and, Mike is one of the shot callers for it. El Artista is kind of a labor of love, it sounds like, for Ramon, who does like house, art directing and all that kind of stuff. So I just have a feeling like they announced this one at Spooky. And last year they announced like Slaughter Cinema at Spooky because they knew that was something that the fans would love. And I feel like that's kind of where I am with this one. I think this is going to be the most beautiful scenic house of the year for
Agreed.
sure.
Yep. Andy, what you got, man? Number 3.
Number 3, I think this is going to be the breakout hit. I think this is going to be the house of the year contender, Grave of Flesh. I think this one is going to be the one that blows everybody away, that is going to be the intense house, and the one that everybody least expects to be the dominant one. I mean, the artwork for most of the originals is questionable, so you don't really have a lot to go by, but I truly think that this one is going to be the one that everyone goes, damn, that's an intense house.
I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right.
Like who had Insidious top 3 last year?
I did not.
Like before the event
I
started.
did not.
And who didn't have Insidious in their top 3 after the event? You know what I mean? So you never know.
Sean, you did 3 already, right? So we're going to do number 2. And number 2, we're going to start with Mr. Drew.
Number 2, I have our boys Hatchet and Chains, the Demon Bounty Hunters. When it was first announced, I was kind of lukewarm on it. When we did Slaughter Cinema last year, I actually kind of thought, like, if any one of these was to get a standalone house, I feel like this could have the most potential. I love houses that are in non-traditional settings, like a Western house or like a Christmas house, like stuff like that. And like Andy said, it's in one of those tents. I think it's going to be close quarters. I think it's going to be really cool character design. They already kind of not accidentally, they posted like photos from a blog of the inside and it looks incredibly scenic. I think for all of us that have been going for a while, I feel like it's going to have like an old school feel to it.
Yeah.
And I'm all about it.
Andy, what you got too?
Terrifier. I think this is going to be the one that breaks the mold. I think this is going to be the one that pushes the boundaries. I think it's going to be the largest house. I think it's going to be the most popular house. And I think it's going to be the one that changes the way that we look at how a house can be done.
That is incredibly confident, strong words. So, Sean, where are you at? Number 2.
Well, I think this is the first time I won't make Drew mad because mine also is Hatchet and Chains. Main reason, man, it's a Western themed horror house. I mean, come on, that sounds awesome. And it gives me, reading the description, gave me very Dueling Dragons vibes. And because of that, I also think that sounds killer.
Did you see Lightning Gulch, the house, geez.
That was
Ghost Town.
That would have been 2016, so that would have been the fourth time.
Yeah, 2 years before, 2000.
All right, well, at number 2, I have El Artista. When I heard the Spooky Empire announcement on this one about who's doing it, it's the same guy that did Sean, one of your favorite houses, that Winter's Wake house. He's known for elaborate and beautiful sets. I like the beautiful sets just as much as I like the scary houses. I need more horror. I need more Terrifier of blood and gore. I need all that, but I also like the pretty houses. One of the things that really got me is I really enjoy the Haunted Mansion over at Magic Kingdom. And inside this house, they're going to be using that Pepper's Ghost effect that they do with the dancers and everything. And so these paintings are supposedly going to be coming to life. I can't wait to see how they do that, because I think that you're going to get some really trippy things going on. And I can't remember the last house that actually used that Pepper's Ghost effect. I'd have to think about it. But anyway, my number 2 is El Artista. So
It's a good
Drew,
one.
what you got, bub?
For
Are we at
one?
number 1 already?
Yeah, I did my
Andy,
number 2.
what do you have at number 1?
El Artista, A Spanish
Okay.
Haunting. I think this is going to be this year's Ghost Town, this year's Dead Man's Pier. It is going to be the Winter's Night Cemetery, walk-in, jaw-dropping, set design, amazing house. It may not be the I don't think it'll be the scariest. I really don't. But I think this is the house that everybody goes, damn, dude, like this is impressive. It feels like this one is like a project come to life. Like there's heart behind this one. Like they really, really believe in this. And anytime it seems like there's like a passion towards one of these projects, they always come out just phenomenal. What was that one with the giant river, river? What was that one?
Dead Man's Wharf, or are you talking the riverboat one?
The riverboat.
Dead Waters.
Dead Waters. Yeah. Yeah. And it sounds like budget is good. So we won't get a house that's cut in half this time. So awesome there. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, dude. This one, it's going to be visually stunning.
One of the best, I forgot about Dead Waters. One of the best like facades ever. I love that. Yeah.
Ever.
Fantastic.
Ever.
It just, problem with that one is it just, like you said, it just kind of felt
Didn't
like
you go
half a house
upstairs on that
to
one
me.
too? You went
They
up?
lost all the money. They didn't have enough money to finish it.
It had, you didn't go upstairs, but it had that crooked
Oh, that's what
walkway.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean, where are you
Right.
at number 1, man? What do you got at the top of what you're most excited about this event?
Okay, so I got Jason as my number 1, which I know is way off from what you guys said. I'm really excited about it, especially when I saw that we're gonna go back to Camp Crystal Lake. I'm looking forward to all of that. It gives me Insidious vibes from last year. I think it could be really cool. I
The
can't wait.
same show director, the same that did Insidious is doing the Jason house, by the way.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think you've ever seen Jason in a house, have you? Yeah.
I have not.
So-
no, and I liked Halloween. Like I'm opposite of you. I like more of the IP stuff.
Yeah.
So I liked Halloween. I liked Ghostbusters. I liked all of those. So I'm looking very forward to.
I
seeing
mean,
that.
you know, a lot of the people that like the IPs over the originals are completely wrong. So, anyway,
Meanwhile, what's your number
my
1,
number
Tom?
1. Now here, I'm going to explain it. So it's dubbed the WWE, the Bray Wyatt House, the Firefly Funhouse. I don't really look at the WWE house as an IP, meaning that it's not designed to be a Horror Nights house. They can do whatever they want to with it. The thing that people don't understand, these characters are all original characters that came out of Bray's head. You know, you got Mercy the Buzzard, you got, what is it? The Ramblin' Rabbit,
Huskus.
you got Huskus the Pig,
Ramblin'
you
Rabbit.
got Abby the Witch, who's the sister Abigail. I'm missing one. But anyway, these are all original characters. They can do whatever they want
Uncle
to.
Howdy. That's
They can
your
do
other one.
whatever they want to with this. The beginning's going to be kick-ass because it's the exact beginning that was on the debut of the Wyatt Six on SmackDown a couple years ago, which was unbelievable. So absolutely 100% top of my list. I know it's an IP, but I feel like it's more of an original. Yes, I think that Mike is going to pull out all the stops because this is personal to him.
I
So
agree.
that's my number 1.
That is also my number 1. And this is not just my number 1 for this year's event. This is literally my number 1 of any event that I've gone to. This, I have been a wrestling fan on and off my entire life. And I say on and off because, like, if you've watched it, like, there's times where it's just not
Yeah.
very good,
Right.
you know, and sometimes a new character will come along or something comes along that kind of draws you back. And in 2014, 2013, Bray Wyatt did that for me. And even then, like, I've been on Twitter that long where I was able to go through my old tweets and I found one from 2014 where I was like, man, I could see them doing a house based on this, which might have been a little bit of a pipe dream, and that was, back. The thing that, like you said, the thing about this Bray Wyatt stuff is it's kind of like an original, and as a wrestler, it's hard to get the crowd on your side sometimes, right? Especially when you have such an interesting, different, out there character. And Bray Wyatt didn't do it once. He didn't do it twice. He did it 3 times.
He did.
With different characters, different presentations, different music, different everything. So he was an incredibly unique person, a visionary with stuff like that. He loved horror. He loved Halloween Horror Nights. He tweeted Mike Aiello and said, let's do the house. I'll be there. You know what I mean? And obviously that's not the case. And I think that this is an idea. So Mike, the last HHN that Mike actively worked on was 2019. COVID happened. Epic happened. Bray Wyatt passed away 2022, I think it was. This is an idea that has been stewing for about 3 years. And it's had new things added to the fuel of the fire for it with the Wyatt Six. And I think they saw that opportunity of someone current that they could use as a gateway to get what they wanted, which I think more than anything, this is going to be based on Bray himself and not the other characters. And I'm so excited for this one that Ashley booked the Six House Unmasking the Horror Tour for us as like my early birthday gift. So we're going to go do that just to walk through this house with the lights on. So to say I'm excited is a colossal understatement. I can't wait. I'm not going to be one of those like screaming, crying, throwing up. Like I can't wait, but there's going to be emotions going in, which never happens for me. The last time that I felt something like that going into a house was the first time they did Ghostbusters, because that's always been a favorite thing of mine. And like going into the soundstage and the music was playing and everyone was like singing and dancing and it was like a fucking party, dude. It was awesome. But this is different, man. This was made in love, and I think more than anything was made out of respect. And everyone on the team that has worked on it, even people that aren't wrestling fans that worked on it, are like converted right now because this house is gonna fucking slap, dude. I just can't imagine a world in which it's not good.
I'm excited for you. I think that's awesome. I think that everything you just said there is well said and correct. So, guys, that's it. That's the wrap right there. Let me get some final thoughts. Let's say, Andy, what you got? Any final thoughts that you'd like to throw out there?
I'm exhausted, bro. I mean, I'm so tired right now. You've been chatting for like 2.5 hours, and you just won't shut up. And no, I'm kidding, man. I mean, in all seriousness, Halloween Horror Nights is something that's near and dear to all of us, right? And something that we all share a special connection with. And in the last 2 to 3 years, that connection has been fading. And it's not because of the connection amongst us. It's the connection that the event has just turned into an absolute dumpster fire of ass. And as prices have skyrocketed, quality has gone down, offerings have gone down. It's refreshing. I'm still being optimistic, right? Because I don't want to get my hopes up, because I feel like that's what I do every year. And that's why I haven't looked at things. I'm trying to come in with an open and clear mind and just live in the moment. But for the first time in several years, the house lineup, the Scare Zone lineup, I don't care about the shows, whatever. I'm excited. And, I'm looking forward to hanging out with my guys and having a great time and just hallelujah that ILO is back in charge.
It's pretty telling that the last year he worked on was 2019. So if that points anything. Sean, what you got, man? Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Obviously a fun event. I'm looking forward to it. Looking to spend time with the big bro and his friends. And
That's me.
looking forward to eating a mozzarella stick with Andy. Maybe not at the same time, but we could Lady and Tramp that bitch if you want. No?
I'll do it, bro.
And I honestly, now I'm getting hyped about fucking WWE. I want to do that thing with Drew because that shit almost made me cry right there. So that was some good stuff. And I think this is now where I get up and show you guys that I haven't been wearing pants the entire time. That's all
Why
I
would
got.
you wear pants? Listen, my final thoughts are this. My final thoughts are, we could have done this for the last several years. We could have all gotten together and talked about what we're excited about and our hype lists and everything like that. But honestly, we haven't. I'm just going to say we haven't really been motivated by them to do so. I feel like the reason that we're doing this tonight is because they're John Hammoning this event. They're sparing no expense. They're ramping up the street atmosphere kind of stuff because it's been so lacking and abysmal. And they're not dumb. They go to the event too, and they know that it hasn't been great. The house lineup, whether you're excited about the IPs or not, they're huge gets. Jason, Five Nights at Freddy's, these are huge properties. So they're not fucking around this year. I really wish that we would have gotten the full menus before tonight, but that's okay. It gives us something else to talk about like another time.
We got the mozzarella stick, bro. That's all that matters.
Sure.
Somebody send me some details on the mozzarella stick.
One of the things that I did see on that is they have I don't know, Drew, I'm assuming you saw this. First of all, they have the Huskus.
They do. I'm going to eat that shit.
What is it?
It's the Huskus Muscle Man sandwich.
Yeah.
At the Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse. It's a sloppy Joe with jalapeno bacon, dill, I guess dill flavored, like potato chips.
I'll take those off.
It looks like cheese sauce. And the thing that is not said in this post, so I heard about this a couple weeks ago, and I'm looking at the picture, and I'm pretty sure that confirms it. I heard the bun is a toothsome chocolate bread bun.
We're all gonna get fatter.
I'm gonna
bro. The Clown Cafe bloody popcorn,
dude.
Bro?
It's like bro. It's like chicken parm popcorn.
You know the other thing at the WWE booth that I'm really excited about is the blue carousel. So it's basically Bray's lantern. It's his lantern.
The lantern.
Which is so fucking cool. And the drink sounds great.
And I like that the brand that they use for the liquor is called Firefly.
Yep. It's going to be so good. I mean, there's so much more to be excited about. So Sean and I are going to both do the Premium Scream event on that Thursday. I would have loved to have gone last year. I did not, and now I'm going to go this year. I realize it's going to be more people, but it's still going to be like next to nothing. One of the main reasons I want to go is because of the food. Because a lot of times when we go, the guys here, we start off pre-gaming. We'll drink all day at the pool, and then we'll go and pre-game at the bar, and then we roll over like 7 or 8 o'clock. We hit like 6 or 7 houses, and then we're also freaking wasted. We leave. So don't really try. So I'm going to be able to with Sean to do that stuff. So I'm excited about it. So much more, so cool stuff to go this year that it's hard not to talk about. So Drew, what do you got, man?
Like he said, man, like you guys said, that this year is bringing something that the previous years haven't. I'd say the only year recently that I felt a lot of excitement going into it was 2021, because that was the first year post-COVID and we were ready to get back. But like even last year, I remember going to City Walk when like team member preview was happening and the music was playing and you could see the characters inside, and it still just wasn't striking a chord with me, dude. Like I was not ready. I was not mentally there for Horror Nights season. Whereas this year I am ready to burst through a fucking wall and get into a haunted house. I am that first hit of fog is gonna hit, but I'm literally like, we're gonna go to Strongwater on Friday night. And we're going right to the Firefly Funhouse, dude. I'm ready to go.
You know, just real quick, couple other things I'm excited about this year is like Sean has, like he said, a buddy of his who used to work for me coming this year, which I'm excited about. But also my youngest daughter, Emily, and when I say young, she's 24, is coming for her first time ever. And I cannot wait to see her get wrecked in all these fucking houses. So again, another thing I'm excited. So anyway, listen here, this has gone on for a couple hours now. And I really, honestly, when I texted these guys earlier, I said, I'd probably be a little bit over an hour. Well, you know what? We get rolling.
I knew this was
we get rolling
happen.
And we keep talking and stuff like that. So that's just the way it goes. But listen, I'm going to try to do some of this podcasting stuff. I don't know if it's going to stick or not. I would like to do it. I love doing the commercials and all that shit. I thought it was fun as hell. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, give me a follow, give me a like, you know, give me a subscription on YouTube. I never asked for this shit. And the reason I don't is because I feel weird asking for it, because I don't want you to think that I'm like chasing a buck here. I don't care about it. I like just talking to people and having a good time. So, anybody else, anything you got? We good?
Follow my YouTube channel.
At Drew Bov. Andy, you got any new shit you wanted people to find?
No.
Sean, what about you? You want anybody to follow your bald reviewer channel?
There's nothing on it, so they're going to be following nothing.
All right, guys.
If I had a good idea, I'd actually do something, but I don't have good ideas.
Hey, listen, I hope you guys had a tremendous voyage. I really appreciate my crew here helping me out and navigating these tough waters and everything. Had a great time. We will see you in the fog. You see us, come say hi. Let's run some houses, but you better have Express because we're not fucking waiting. See you guys.